We're remembering a beloved colleague tonight, NBC's Tim Russert, who died suddenly today at the age of 58. Joining me now are two of his good friends, Katie Couric, who worked with Tim for 17 years, and Face the Nation anchor Bob Schieffer, who competed with Tim every Sunday morning. We thank you both for joining us, and I want to start with you, Katie. How you got to know Tim in the first place, and how you became colleagues.
Well, Harry, it's such a sad day for so many people in this country, at NBC, at CBS, ABC, and television news, and I think everybody's heart is breaking, and they're so shocked. And I got to know Tim because I was a local news reporter at WRC in Washington, and I got word one day Tim Russert wanted to see me in his office because NBC and WRC shared a building on Nebraska Avenue, and of course I was terrified. I walked down there, and he said, "Kid, I like your reporting. I think you're really scrappy. I like the way you keep hounding Marion Barry, who was the mayor of Washington, D.C. at the time, and I'd like you to be our deputy Pentagon correspondent." Of course, I was pretty much taken aback, and I didn't have a strong military background. He said, "I really think you can do it. The general manager is pushing other reporters on me, but I want you." So I really owe it to Tim for having a network career, and he continued, Harry, to be an incredibly kind, supportive, and generous colleague through the years. I'd call him before a political interview and say, "Hey, I'm interviewing Joe Biden on Kosovo, Tim. Have I hit all the right subjects?" And he always had time to talk to me.
Yeah, Bob Schieffer, talk about every Sunday morning being in competition with him, but also becoming very, very close friends.
Well, we competed head-to-head every Sunday morning. We fought over the guests for our shows on Sunday morning since 1991. But somewhere along the way, we became very close friends. We had seats together at the Washington Nationals baseball park. We talked a lot of baseball. Tim set a good example for all of us. He was an expert interviewer because he did it the right way. He did prodigious research. He knew everything about his guests before they came on the program. He didn't try to trip them up. He wanted to find out exactly what they meant, and then he asked them questions about it to see if it would stand hard questioning. Face the Nation, I think, was a lot better because I had to compete against Tim Russert. You could never let up, Harry, because you knew he was always going full speed.
And he did, Harry, he did try to trip people up a little bit. I disagree with Bob on that point because he'd always bring their words back to haunt them. He was known for bringing back quotes to reveal any sort of flip-flop or change in attitude or hypocrisy that was revealed by any of his guests. So Tim was really famous for that, and I think he reduced that to an art form every single Sunday.
And Bob, just quickly, is there a way to describe what we've lost?
Well, we lost a good example. We lost the best that journalism has produced. Tim went about it the right way. The interviews were not about Tim. They were about the people he was interviewing him. He asked the right questions because he wanted to know the answer, and he always listened after he posed the question. He had great respect for journalism, great respect for his guests, and he had great respect for politics. He just loved it. He could never get enough of it.
Katie, Bob, we thank you so much for taking the time to share your thoughts with us tonight. Our condolences to you both. Thank you. Coming up next, some drugstores give customers more expensive versions of a medication than their prescriptions calls for.